Hi, this is Jack Pollock at the IPG Media Lab. I'm here at the Tobii booth with Oscar, president of OEM Solutions for Tobii. And Tobii is a really interesting eye tracking solution. We know it for sort of market research, really measuring attention, and you can get heat maps of exactly where people are looking on web pages. But we're also seeing it being used as gaze controls, particularly to power gaming. Can you talk a little bit about that use case?
Yes, so what's new now is that Tobii has done a partnership with SteelSeries, one of the largest gaming peripheral vendors. And SteelSeries will launch a gaming peripheral in the middle of 2014 that will be available in the gaming stores. And what we're doing now is basically, together with SteelSeries, reaching out to game developers to say there will be eye tracking devices for gaming, for gaming consumers in the middle of 2014, and we want all developers to start developing games for it. And the possibilities here are very, very large for gaming, and you can categorize it into two different areas. The first area is you get an increased communication bandwidth between the game and the gamer. So you can imagine you sit in front of your game, you have your hand on your mouse and the other hand on your keyboard, and suddenly you get another pointer now. So you can point on the screen without releasing any of the controls you have. You get another pointer, which is your eyes. So you look at somewhere on the screen and press a trigger and something happens. So you can, for example, say a soccer game, FIFA 2014. A problem today is who do you select the player to pass the ball to? And in the real world, you would just look at the player and you gauge where the player is, and then you pass the ball to them. And of course it should work the same in gaming. You look at the player, press a trigger, and you pass the ball to that person. The other big area is, which we think is huge, is immersion. So your eyes is a very powerful measure of communication. So when you walk into a room, people react to who you look to. So when I look at you, you start nodding. But in the gaming world, you look at somebody and they're dead because they don't know that you want to interact with that person. So of course games should work the same way if they want to be truly immersive. So you walk into a game scene in a room, you look at a person and that person starts responding to you. Or you look at a person and say, hey you, and they start communicating back to you. Or you may look at a group of people and you listen to their conversation, but if you blatantly stare at that group, they would hush down or shun away. So this basically makes characters come to life in the game because they start behaving like real characters in the real world. And that's very, very powerful.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Oscar. For more news like this, check back at ipglab.com.